We'll be getting started. All right, so we'll call to order the City Council meeting for January 2nd, 2018. The clerk will call the roll and state who's present and who's not present.
Anderson Burgos.
Here.
Bartley.
Here.
Bresnahan. Graney. Oh, sorry. It's not even written on here. It's just in my head. Leahy.
I'm present.
LeBron Martinez. Here. Lisi. Here. McGee.
Here.
McGivern.
Here.
Roman.
Here.
Sullivan.
Here.
Tallman.
Here.
Bacon. Here. Valentine.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
God bless America.
The City of Holyoke.
And the City Council.
One announcement is that Councilor Valentine texted me. She's coming back from the airport picking up her brother-in-law. She'll be a little late, so she's on her way. With that, we'll start with item number 1, list of appointees for January 2018. We have 3 appointees. The first one is for administrative assistant to the City Council, currently held by Ryan Allen of 84 Middlebrook Road, Holyoke. It's a 1-year term for
Make
January
a motion to appoint
2018.
Ryan Allen.
Make a motion to go to the first ballot for the
Second.
position.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? So for the new people, one. Okay, this works is state the name of your candidate. So when your name is called, state the name of the person you'd like. Once again, currently held by Ryan. You can pick whoever you want. That's how it works. But once you're called, state a name, and we'll go around the room.
Mr. President?
Yep.
Just point of order.
Yeah.
Are we going to do this invisible rule where it's still alphabetical order, where there is no written rule to that effect, or are you going to make your mark that we're going to go in the order in which did you select the?
I did. I followed that rule.
Okay, who's picking first tonight?
That is Mr. Sullivan, Councilor
Okay.
Sullivan.
Okay, I mean, this is where you can make your mark. That Councilor Sullivan, who's first, should be first all night. Or whoever's first should be first all night.
Just pick randomly to no. If you want, will the body, we can try that. We can go start with Councilor Sullivan, and we'll just go from there.
All right.
Name has been picked. Make it easier. So with
President?
that, yes.
Just a question though is, and I'm not 100% sure of this, but I thought the ballot part was part of the charter, not the rules.
I will have to check. I was always under the assumption when doing appointees, you went in alphabetical order. That's the way it's always been. But there was one time that we did do it differently. Kevin
And the city
randomly
survived.
picked that and did it. So for me, we'll go with that, and then we'll follow up. I'll check the rule. If it is charter,
Sounds like a
we'll
plan.
go it. So for tonight, go with Mr. Sullivan, Councilor Sullivan, and then we'll go from there. So first one is administrative assistant to the City Council.
Sullivan.
Yep, this is the first time I've had to go first in 2 years.
So look at it. It's
Happy New Year.
New Year.
So there we go. Ryan Allen.
Tallman.
Ryan Allen.
Bacon.
Ryan Allen.
Valentine. Anderson Burgos. Bartley.
Ryan Allen.
Leahy.
Mr. Ryan Allen.
LeBron Martinez.
Ryan Allen.
Lisi.
Allen.
McGee.
Ryan Allen.
McGivern.
Ryan Allen?
Roman.
Mr. Ryan Allen.
Ryan Allen received 11 votes on the first ballot.
Ryan Allen will be appointed for a 1-year term to January 2019.
Mr. President,
Yes,
it's interesting saying that to you, Todd. Mr. President, I thought we had one time made this a 2-year appointment.
I was just going to ask the chair of Charter and Rules, Councilor McGivern, because we haven't done the committees yet. We did approve that in Charter and Rules.
And it
And
did
it
come
was
out?
voted out last meeting.
And we adopted it.
Right,
We
we
adopted
adopted
it.
Oh, you're waiting for the mayor.
I make a motion to
But
suspend.
Pull it then.
Good point, good point. yeah.
Yeah.
One more step.
Okay. Almost there. Almost there.
I would actually, if I could, Mr.
Good.
President, I would actually challenge that as a charter change because the city messenger was a charter. The administrative assistant to the city council is by ordinance only. if my memory serves me, which it doesn't always serve me correct, because we had gone to great lengths to create that ordinance for the position. And I believe we removed all the duties of the administrative assistant from what was the city messenger, which included City Hall, the custodians, the building, and actually other custodians at one time also, and other duties. That's why it was called the city messenger. So my belief is the intention at the time was that this would not be a charter position.
We'll have,
So therefore, I'm just going on record saying I think the 2-year term starts today.
well, if it is an ordinance and we have approved it, then it would become the new rule. So what we'll do is we'll have it looked up, and if that's the case, it will be a 2-year term, and I'll follow up with you on that. If it has to be still a charter change for whatever issue that we missed, we'll just go back to the mayor's office and get the follow-up as to where it stands.
Mr. McGee, President McGee, there's no sound being broadcasted to the public.
I know there's no president report on here, but I'll give you a few updates on the microphones as well as some other things I learned today. Anyone else? All right, with that, the next position would be for Water Commissioner, currently held by John Barrett at 381 Jarvis Ave.
Motion
Make a
to go to
motion
first
to move to
ballot?
the first ballot.
Second?
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Once again, clerk will call your name, state the intention of the person you would like to hold the office for Water Commissioner.
Sullivan,
Mr. Barrett.
Tolman,
John Barrett.
Bacon,
Mr. Barrett,
Anderson Burgos,
John Barrett.
Bartley,
John Barrett.
Bresnahan,
John Barrett.
Leahy,
Mr. John Parr Barrett.
LeBron Martinez,
John Barrett.
Lisi,
John Parr Barrett,
McGee,
John Barrett.
McGivern,
J. Parr Barrett.
Roman.
John Barrett.
John Barrett appointed 12 votes to the first ballot.
You vote to approve John Barrett for a 3-year term to end January 2021. Last one on the list is the Whiting Street Fund, a 3-year appointment currently held by John Peskopowski of 28 North Bridge Street. Once again, clerk will call the roll.
Motion to go to the first ballot?
Before that, I haven't been notified by him. Is this something he still wants to be interested in or doing? He does?
Yep.
Okay.
So we'll need a motion.
Motion to go to the first ballot?
First
Second.
ballot. Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Anyone need an update on the Whiting Street Fund? Because I went to Joe, Councilor McGivern on it. Very nice history, but, okay, we'll go on. With that, clerk will call the roll. Yeah,
Since we have someone new here, I think you.
He was-
You okay with that? You know what it is?
we were,
Yes,
we want
I was-
Tim to tell him, that's
okay.
why.
Okay, sorry.
It's a
Thank you.
backup.
No problem. Thank you.
Todd did an orientation.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool.
Thank you, though.
One of many. All right, so with that, clerk will call the roll for the Whiting Street Fund position.
Sullivan,
John Peskopowski.
Tolman,
John Petrikowski.
Bacon,
John Petrakowski,
Anderson Burgos,
John Petropowski.
Bartley,
John Petrakowski.
Bresnahan, Leahy,
Patty Devine.
LeBron Martinez,
John Petrokowski.
Lisi,
John Petrakowski,
McGee,
John Petrikowski?
McGivern,
John Petrikowski.
Roman.
Patty Devine.
Patty Devine received 2 votes, and John Petrokowski received 10 votes on the first ballot.
With that, you've approved John for another 3-year term to end January 2021. Item number 2, take off the table. The communication, or actually, no, an order from the mayor for, through approval, I hereby appoint the following individual to serve as Commissioner of the Council on Aging for the City of Holyoke. Miss Cappy Galeka, am I saying that correctly? 19 Concord Ave, Holyoke, Mass. The term will be 1-year term and expire August 2018. Send that to.
motion to receive and send to public service.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 3, minutes of the meeting for December 19, 2017. There have been a few issues with this, or a few questions on it, and a few amendments. Is there a motion to table this one? Counselor Bacon?
Well, I was going to make a motion to receive and accept the addenda to the minutes that we received by email.
Is that you, Joe?
But if it is the preference of,
I'll second that.
And there was, I know Counselor Sullivan had a few questions on it to make some changes as well. So it'd be better just to table it, add the addendums and other suggestions to can take it up at the next meeting.
if they're lengthy.
Would you like to do that, Counselor Sullivan?
I'd like to have a table to give Ryan a chance to go through it and update a few things, especially around the budget issues.
Would you like to do that, Counselor?
Sure.
All right, so the motion is to table it. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So it'll be table.
Mr. President, if I could, before we make any motions to suspend the rules, could we make a motion to adopt the rules for this term?
Second.
Yes. Motion is to adopt the city council rules. I put a copy on everyone's desk. You should have that. Did anyone not get a copy? Those are the updated ones that we made all the changes to in charter and rules and took them up. I think it was on the last meeting, the 19th. So those are the new rules. You have a copy. Motion is to accept them as our rules to go forward. They were seconded. Any questions? Councilor?
Mr. President, not just a question, just more of a suggestion and seeing if maybe we could, for sake of transparency in the public, make these available on our city council website under the city, on our website, city website, sorry, I'm tired, under our city council section so the public can view them as well so they understand our rules a little bit better.
Administrator, put on that? Yep. All right, we can do that.
And if the public does understand our rules a little bit better, maybe they can explain them to us, so we'll understand them a lot better.
So the motion is to receive, adopt, and then put a posting on our webpage. Not Facebook, correct? Not Facebook page. Just to be clear. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion, orders, and resolutions are ready? There are no committee reports, no president's report. Kevin took it off.
He took it with him.
He did it his way. But I will give three updates, actually. I know it's not here, but just before we get to motions and orders. One is I spoke with Scott from Hoyoke Media with regards to the microphones. He did fix the buzzing noise. They had some people come in to help fix that. And he's working on getting new microphones in here to make it better. He's doing a lot of work. He was explaining a lot of stuff that was way over my head. And I said, perfect. One thing I did mention was when we have committee meetings, there are times people are bringing in PowerPoints or something. We just, they're walking around trying to flash it off the wall. And when we started going through some details, he said maybe he can bring in a TV, wheel-in TV, like a big screen TV that you can do your computer's work on it, so that way people can show their presentations. So he's going to get back to me on how that works out, but he understood the need and would get there. He will be coming back with further updates as to the microphones and other things, but the one thing about the noise, that is gone. You won't have that anymore.
Right, but the
Councilor Bacon?
buzzing's gone and so is the audio at home.
Yeah, once again, it's a work in progress. So the next one would be an update from the city clerk with regards to the panic buttons. We all filed orders, or a few of us filed orders on security in City Hall. We do have 3 panic buttons to install in the city council. So after the meeting, we won't tell people what we're doing it, but that we can put in here, and they are a direct link to the police department in case something does happen. So we can discuss that offline. I know no one's really listening now, but those are now, will be set up in case there is an issue. So we'll discuss where to put those later. Finally is the Christmas party. That is this Friday, 6 p.m. It's in the library at the Delaney House, so it's on the first floor. You can walk right in. Same one as last year, right, Brenna? So same place as last year. 6 p.m. Friday.
It's a living room.
Yeah, thanks, Brenda, for putting all that together.
Thank you.
And then lastly, the desks. As we know, there's 2 spots open. People have moved. If this is the way you want it, we can always leave those 2 open for the student representatives if we want to do it that way, or if there's other thoughts, suggestions? Councilor Lisi?
Point out they came closer to my side.
Which shocks me, unbelievably shocks me.
Councilor Lisi?
There's a couple of ideas that I have, but mostly since I have the Jimmy McDermott desk, that's kind of a wreck on the inside. I wouldn't mind swapping out for one of the ones that's not going to be used as frequently.
Councilor Valentine?
Thanks. I think we had a conversation about moving the law department in here. Was that going to be one of the desks, perhaps?
We actually voted that down at the request of the law department with
Okay.
good reason.
All right.
She will get a microphone so she doesn't have to go back and forth and trip over people when there's a lot of people here. So that was brought up. She asked that she be out there to make it easier for her.
All right.
I don't think she likes us. I'm
That's
just
fine.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. Any other questions? Those are all the updates that I have. Anyone else have any updates to offer? Councilor Leahy?
I was reading through the charter. It doesn't say the term for administrative assistant. It's not a term given now.
So we'll follow up with that and make sure. If it's an ordinance, once again, we just approved it, so it's a 2-year term. All right, with that, there's no... Yep.
Just had a question. When committee assignment's going to be handed out?
Good point. That was actually on my list as well, and I skipped over it. Sorry. Please email me or text me, however you want to do it, your preferences, your requests, and then that way I'm going to work on it from now and hopefully get them out by the weekend. No one have my email? Everyone has it? All right, with that, motions, orders, and resolutions. First one on the agenda is Councilor Vacan, that the radar speed machine be placed at Rock Valley Road between Mountain Road and Keys Road as residents are reporting cars traveling at heavy speed.
Motion to receive, adopt, and refer to DPW, please.
Motion is receive, adopt, for the DPW. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Item number 5 is from Councilor Bartley, that the Honorable Mike Knappich, Director of the Government Baker, Western Massachusetts Office, appear before the DGNR Committee. Mr. Knappich will attend the same meeting as Senator Hudson and Representative Vega.
Motion to receive and refer to DGR.
Second.
Motion is received, it's for DGR. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The last one is from myself. Order that the handicap parking sign near 970 Hampton Street be moved back away from the driveway as it's becoming a safety hazard to the owner.
Receive, send to ordinance.
Second.
I really think since we already, we'll have to do new measurements.
Yeah, the real issue here, just to let everyone know, the sign is actually like right at the edge of the driveway, which is a violation of the ordinance as well, because you're supposed to have a setback.
So if the sign is out of line with the measurements, it could simply be a referral to DPW just to correct the placement of the sign.
Yeah, but let's go to ordinance just to make sure.
All right, but
And
they
then that
wouldn't
way.
normally bring the measurements right to the driveway.
I drove up on the house. It was,
But
the
I mean,
poor
I'm
lady
just saying,
backing out was,
the engineer wouldn't normally do that, but,
it's all good.
all right.
All right, so two ordinance.
It would be quicker, that's all.
It was seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That is the end of that one. There are no late files? Well, one late file order.
President, can I have a personal privilege?
Yes.
Well, the mayor and his wonderful assistant is sitting here in the audience with us. Can we talk about the pictures on the wall?
You can suspend the rules to,
Second.
Sorry, Rory.
there was a second. We can vote on it.
Second.
All those in favor? All.
Aye.
Pictures? Updates on pictures? We didn't get one last.
Wasn't paid for.
Come to the mic.
I think you asked for the mayor.
Or his assistant. I've been dealing with it. If you
Okay, go
prefer
ahead.
the mayor, I don't mind, Jimmy.
I told him it.
Bottom line is this. This is going back a few fiscal years. You might remember a few fiscal years back, we had a flurry of transfers. What happened was, in the transition between Ryan coming in, money wasn't budgeted, and that's not anyone's fault. We found money. We tried to put it on an agenda. The former council president started denying certain things on that agenda for a special meeting. We tried to find some other money. So fast forward to now, we found the $3,000 or more like $4,000 that we needed. We submitted recs a while back. because it's money being paid from a former fiscal year. It has to come in from the council. That's something that the auditor puts on the agenda. I'm sure that'll be forthcoming. The treasurer will do a manual check, and the money for what would have been this past council's term, but within this current fiscal year is budgeted. So that's the status of it right now. As far as the more historic ones, which I know has been a topic of discussion, Olivia Moselle of the Historic Commission has been working to get a few refurbished, and I know that it's the mayor's plan to put 2 or 3 at a time out in the hallway as they're being restored.
Thank you.
Councilor McGill.
Thank you, Rory. And just note, though, it's not the city council picture, it's the city government picture.
Of course, yes,
And
yes,
I,
yes,
just because some people get confused about that, because
Yes.
we outnumber everybody else, and the
Yeah.
mayor knows that, but, that's okay. But thank you.
Yeah.
Anyone else? All right, with that, there is a late file communication. Make a motion to send it to finance.
Can you just
To
read the
receive and
communicate?
send to finance.
All right, so it's from the auditor. It says, here's an update as where we stand. The city has retained Clifton, Larson, Allen to work with the auditor and treasurer to address the reconciliation issues. We had kicked off the meeting with them December 14th, and they have been given all the files they need for the initial work. I have attached a copy with the scope of work and attached. Does everyone have a copy of this or no?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's everything that they're going to do. Questions?
Mr. President, I take it this is just a communication?
Just a
There's no vote
communication.
necessary from us,
Nope.
other than to receive?
Just to
So
receive and
motion
refer
to
to
receive
finance?
and refer to finance.
Second.
Second.
All's in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed?
Motion to adjourn.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
No, there's-
Whoa. Just gonna say one thing. Since I've taken over, I said we'd be fast.
The meetings have become
And
much
I wouldn't
shorter.
keep you long.
Mr. President, it's not the record.
No more questions. Councilor Bell.
Not the record. We
I
had
know-
a
I know that-
7-minute meeting once.
I know there's a motion to adjourn. I'm sorry I was late, but I just wanted to ask, I don't know if you talked about it during your president's report, on your first president's report. Is there any update about the flower fund? Because I know that was like Councilor Jourdain's kind of thing, and is there an update on that? Usually when we're planning the Christmas party, we're told if there's any excess, blah, blah, blah. So any update on that?
There was an update and there was excess.
Okay.
I took it. No, just kidding. Kevin gave an update asking who would take over the flower fund. Currently, it's just his name on the account, and I suggested that 2 names be placed on the account. I will not be one of them. I think Councilor McGivern and the city clerk have stepped up to do that, so you have 2 names on the checkbook in case something happens. There are funds in there to cover the party that is coming up Friday, the 6th at 6 o'clock, Delaney House, in the library room, bottom floor like last year. And after that, everyone should have a small amount left over, of which he will give a check to everyone from that account. And then he will leave a small sum in there. It's always a carryover account that stays in there for the next cycle, just in case something comes up.
Okay.
So I can give those numbers offline. I don't think it's something that we should share.
No, it's fine.
But he did give a full detailed analysis of it, and he will have it all accounted for.
All right, thank you.
Councilor Roman.
Just want to share with our newest member, if you aren't going to join the Flower Fund, avoid Councilor McGivern at the Christmas party because he'll convince you to join the Flower Fund.
And that's not a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
Councilor McGivern.
I mean, and Kevin was excellent about updating us, I think, and keeping track of the monies. There is no rules in terms of the flower fund. At the party, we typically do a straw vote as to how we want to approach the different things that we use the flower fund for and who should be on. And I was thinking that, I think Brenda agrees with me, that we would solidify the checkbook at the party in terms of whose name should be on it. And, politely, if anybody objects to my name, I'll voluntarily not go on it.
I think you're good to go.
One point of order, the back sheet to your agenda, those are not late files. As Councilor Bartley, when we had our charter and rules change, asked that if there were late files from a prior meeting, that they be attached to this agenda so that we can always keep track of it. So The clerk has done that, and that's why
This
these
is
are here.
great. Thank you very much. It's very helpful.
No, thank you to the clerk, and she confirmed me beforehand and said it was pretty straightforward, so.
Now to be known as the Bartley late file minutes.
So there was a motion to adjourn. It was seconded. We won't debate it. All in favor, all opposed? All right, thank you.